It was kind of news to me.
Oh,
Yeah. That's just how it is. All right, I'll mute everybody. So just like yesterday when I was talking in class, I was like, someone might be like, Terry, just hang it up, girl, hang it up. And I don't want to hear that. So I'm muting everybody. Let's see if we can feel some cozy yoga today. You can take the shape of Shavasana or bend your knees, however, honestly, however you would like to be right now. And just take a couple full breaths. You might exhale out of your mouth, like a sigh out of your mouth. And then you can let your breath just be in and out of the nose, but just let your body breathe. I think this is an appropriate passage for today. I saw it this morning. Mark and Angel are the people's names that put this out. Be patient. Trust the journey of your life today. And remember that patience is not about waiting. It's the ability to keep a good attitude while working hard for what you believe in. Ah, yes. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. We'll send some love out to each other and out into the world. Some healing. And you can release your arms. Go ahead and hug your knees in to your chest. And you'll have one hand on each knee, and you'll take the legs away from your abdomen and then draw them back in. The movement will obviously depend on the length of your arms, but you're just gently letting the legs go away from your body and then drawing them back in. That will create a little movement in your lumbar spine. You'll feel it go down to the mat, and then maybe there's a little arch. Notice your breath, inhaling and exhaling as the legs move away from your body and back in. And go ahead, bring your legs together, and we'll go side to side. Tiny little side to side movement to start. You can always make it a little bit bigger. But now we're just, the low back is how it is. And you'll notice that you'll feel a little bit more on one hip and then the other. Or I should say the sacrum, like one side of the sacrum, top of the pelvis, then the other. Now, if you want to make the side to side a little bit bigger, remember you can use your arms to stop you. So you won't tip over. The upper arm stops you. It's not the same as when we do this in bed yoga. So if it feels too hard hitting the side of the floor or the floor with the arm, then make the movement smaller. And one more each way. And come back to center and release your legs. You can keep them bent or take them out, and then we'll cactus arms, just a little rotation, this open position, and then forearms and hands, palms down, not trying to force any range of motion, just going where it feels okay in your shoulder joint. And you might do a few opposites, one arm down, one arm open. And let your arms rest out in a T, or you can keep them in the cactus position if that feels good right now. If your arms are in a T, palms up will feel nice, a gentle stretch across the chest. And then you'll just roll your head. Very nice, side to side. continue moving, or if you would like, pausing on one side, turning the head, pausing, breathing. And feel free at any time to switch your legs. Coming through center and to the other side. And back to center. Bring your arms down by your sides. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat. Now, this movement that we did, we're going to start. It was this. We had the legs in and we were going out and drawing in. And that created some movement in the low back. Now we're going to find that a different way. So the feet are on the ground, knees are bent. And I want you to move the pelvis so that there's an arch under your back, and then move the pelvis so your back flattens out. A way to think about that is that you have a marble in your navel and you try to roll it down to the pubic bone, and then from the pubic bone back to the navel. It's very, very slow, and you're not lifting your hips like a bridge pose. You're just creating a little extension and flexion in your low back, your lumbar spine. And I'm trying to exaggerate it so that you can see, but it would look really subtle. If I were really just staring at you, I might not even know that you were doing the movement. You would be very sneaky. Rolling the marble slowly, pubic bone to navel, and navel to pubic bone. Don't forget to breathe. We'll do a couple more. And then you'll kind of find the middle ground. So the low back is not pressing down and it's not arching. There's just this kind of neutral, natural curve. I like to do these moves when my low back is cranky. They can be very soothing, but be mindful. If they're not, you can rest. You could hug your knees in. The second move, we did it before by moving the body a little bit side to side. Now we're going to do it feet down, knees bent. And let me just show. So your sacrum is right about here, triangular shape. And we're kind of thinking about going to one side, then the other, one side, then the other. This movement is even tinier. What you'll be tempted to do is to move the legs to get the movement, but I want you to try to keep the legs still and move the pelvis. So now we're rolling the marble from one front hip bone to the other. The marble goes across and then slowly across. Again, it just looks like I'm doing nothing. It's a side to side movement, super subtle. Notice if you're gripping your fingers or your shoulders or your face. And there's more to add on. Maybe we'll add on Thursday, but today I just wanted to do these two. It's part of a series called Sacral Clocks. And truly, it can be soothing and feel really yummy for the low back. So let's roll the marble from one hip to the other just a couple more times. And come back to neutral. And then just a few times, navel to pubic bone. Take the marble again, navel to pubic bone and pubic bone to navel. So the low back now arches and flattens just a few times. I kind of like to come back to this more familiar movement after doing the strange one. Okay. Hug your knees into your chest. You can make it like an upside down child's pose if you'd like, however you would like. Just pause with your knees hugging in. Take a few breaths here. Big inhale and maybe an open mouth exhale. And release your left leg. Keep your right leg hugging in. Hold behind your thigh. And let's straighten and bend. Feel free to move the foot. You can point, you can flex, but you'll straighten and bend the right leg, not forcing. Be really kind with this movement, with all the movements, truly. Last one or two if you feel like you want to be even, if you're doing something with the foot. Oh, good ankle adjustment. And we'll switch sides. Straightening and bending the left leg. Options to point or flex or combo platter. One or two more on this side. Notice the quality of your breath. And we'll go back to side one, a couple of options. You can hold the leg. You're going to take the leg up and pause. You may want to not hold the leg. You can practice with that too. It's a little more effortful. And this time you might like to slide the left leg out. So you have two long legs perhaps, or two bent legs. Totally groovy, totally good either way. Take a couple of breaths. If you straighten your left leg, maybe flex the ankle as if you're standing on this left leg. Strong, strong, strong. And we'll release the right side and let's switch. Bringing the left leg in, you can decide, holding the leg, we'll take it up and hold, or just holding the leg without the arms, maybe sliding the right leg out, flexing the ankle. Any amount of bend is allowed, feels good, you do it. Nice full breath in, full breath out. One more. And release. Yogi's choice, bent legs or straight legs. We'll take the arms, one arm up and over and release, and then the other. Stay with single arms or maybe both arms at the same time feels good. You're just going in the range that feels delightful in your body. This is shoulder joint movement, just like the cactus arms, but a little different. Now we have straight arms. Maybe you do a few where you allow your upper back to kind of arch and you make it a little back bendy. Only if that's yummers, only if that's like dessert of your dreams. Full breaths. We'll do two more. So if you're doing singles, one more with each arm. And pause. Take your arms out into a T. Maybe Shavasana legs relaxed. Maybe your knees are bent. Just pause. Notice after you've kind of been touring the body, shoulders and hips and low back, how you're feeling. And we'll create an even length breath here. So maybe a count of 4, inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Your number might be 2 or 6. It doesn't matter the number. You want the breath to feel comfortable. You inhale and you exhale for the same count. Sometimes I can kind of feel the heartbeat and I'll use that as a count. Other times you can very lightly touch the index finger to the tip of your thumb and you maybe will find that little pulse right there. A few more rounds, even length breath. Namavriti. And release your counting. And go ahead, bend your knees if they're not. And we'll put a few of the movements or the shapes together. So the right leg will hug in. You'll take it up. You can hold it or not. Left leg can straighten out. Flex the ankles. Bring your hands to your heart. This is warrior 3. You know it well. Perfect balance. Strong and steady. Centered after our breath work. Maybe you reach your arms up and over. So if we were standing, you would be standing on your right leg. The left leg would be floating back in space and your arms would be floating forward in space or at your heart. Virabhadrasana 3. Nice breath. At the bottom of your next exhale, release. Let's take side 2, hugging left leg in, taking it up, and maybe holding the leg. This is a wonderful variation. You might take the right leg out. You can flex the ankles. You might let go of the left leg and bring your hands to your heart or your arms up and over. Just imagine and see yourself flipped around with perfect balance and calm, steady breath. Three more breaths here. Maybe try reaching the arms, maybe airplane arms on this side. What? Arms out in a T. One more full breath. And release. Just take Shavasana shape for a moment. Let everything soften. Release and breathe. And when you're ready, bend your knees. We'll take just a few bridges. Oh, actually, I would like to take a gentle twist first. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give an option for twist. So you can, from feet on the ground, knees bent, drop your legs to one side, have a pillow waiting. That's a nice variation. Some of you may want to hug your knees in and then drop the knees to one side. Gentle twist. This is a little pillow sandwich. You can have one between the legs, one under the legs, supporting your twist. And then you might like to turn your head the opposite way of your knees and have your arms out in a T. Also, you could have your hands on your belly and your head in neutral. Make it really gentle. Sometimes I feel like we think, oh, twist, I have to give the maximum twistiest twist ever. You don't. Two more breaths on side one. Strong in your center. Bring yourself back up. You can do the same twist on the second side, or you could switch it up. Totally your body. Sometimes I like to take the pelvis and shift it a little bit. If my legs are going to the left, I shift the pelvis a little to the right. It's a slight movement. And then arms in a T, head turning the opposite way of the knees, or maybe really soft and relaxed hands on belly, head in neutral, full breaths in and out. Couple more breaths on this second side. And you can slowly, from your center, strong, bring yourself back to neutral. And we'll come up into a supported bridge using a bolster or a blanket, placing the prop underneath your pelvis, and maybe sliding your pillow out, or you can keep it. All right, so we'll start with feet on the ground. Take a few breaths here. You might like cactus arms or arms in a T, anywhere that they feel good to you in this moment. Few breaths right here, supported bridge. Okay, now draw your right leg in. Take your right leg up, unless you'd like to stay in supported bridge. You certainly can. And then if you'd like, you can slide the left leg out. We're taking another warrior 3 variation. Now the pelvis is elevated. Left leg is out, right leg is up. Hands come to your heart or arms reach up and over. It's an extra little stretch on the front of the left hip and thigh. If you're reaching your arms up and over, you're probably feeling nice stretch along the waist and down through. And bring your right leg down, left leg in. You can keep your arms wherever they are for the whole time if you'd like. Hugging left leg in and taking it up. Remember, you can hold the leg if that's a better choice. And then slide the right leg out. Your variation of warrior 3, pelvis elevated. So remember, it could be 2 bent legs. All good. Not sure why my left leg is shaking. My right leg was fine. My left leg is a little like, what are you doing? Breathing. Few more breaths here. Maybe try a different shape with your arms. And releasing, bringing the legs down. So you can be in supported bridge for a few more breaths, or maybe a whole body stretch. Long legs, long arms, long breaths. Full inhale and exhale. You might even take a sigh out of your mouth for the exhale. We'll have 3 more breaths here. And when you're finished, slowly bending the knees, adding your pillow back in if you took it out. And we'll take the cushion from out from underneath us. And come down. And hug your knees into your chest one more time, like an upside down child's pose. When you're ready, release the legs out over your support. Cover yourself with a blanket if you'd like. Allow yourself this time to rest, even though we're right in our home studios with all the distractions available. Give yourself permission to be right here in Shavasana. It's just a few minutes. That's all. A good time to let go, surrender, and rest. And bring your awareness back to your breath. Wiggle fingers and toes. And we've had kind of a lot of full body stretching, but if you'd like to reach your arms up and over, and reach through your legs, your arms, huge full breath. And then bend your knees and roll to your side. Take one more full breath here. And we'll bring ourselves up to sit. Thank you, Koki. You can bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Grateful for each other, for our practice, for puppies. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being on this journey with me. I look forward to the future. Namaste. Thank you, Koki. Okay.